tired of being plunged into the abyss of exploitation where they experience the bleaking, nagging despair. So all over the world, formerly oppressed people are making it palpably clear that they are determined to be free. Yes. You students in North Carolina have captured this idea in a marvelous manner. You've taken the undying and passionate yearning for freedom, filtered it into your own soul, and fashioned it into a creative protest that is destined to be one of the glowing epics of our time. For the past 2 days, you have moved in a uniquely meaningful orbit, imparting heat and light into distant satellites. In this period when civil rights legislation hangs in an unbalance in the Congress, when the recalcitrance of some public officials in the South instills us with frustration and despondency. Spectacular example of determined young people demanding their rights gives glorious inspiration to all decent persons, not only from our nation, but throughout the world. You have taken hold of the tradition of nonviolent resistance, and you carry it forward toward the end of bringing us closer to that day of full freedom. In my recent travels to Africa and Asia, I was struck by the youthfulness of the leaders in their struggle for liberation and the immensely responsible role of students. What is fresh, what is new, is your fight is the fact that it was initiated, fed and sustained by students. What is new is that American students have come of age. You now take your honored places and you are able to create a creative protest against segregated eating facilities, and again highlights the fact that segregation is the Negro's burden and America's shame. You have also given an additional death blow to the once prevalent idea that the Negro prefers segregation. You have also made it clear that we will not be satisfied with token integration. For token integration is nothing but a new form of discrimination, covered up with certain niceties and complexities. Separate eating facilities, where in public schools are concerned and public places, are inherently unequal. The underlying philosophies of segregation are diametrically opposed to democracy and Christianity. And all the dialectics and all the logicians of the world cannot make them lie down together. So I call upon all the people of goodwill in this community to support the efforts of these students. I would also call upon white people of the state to back up this marvelous protest of these students. What they are doing is significant not only for North Carolina, not only for the Negro, but for the whole of America. I am convinced that more white people must join this movement against segregation in this country. The tensions in race relations in the United States today are not tensions between black and white people, There are tensions between justice and injustice. There are tensions between light and darkness. If there's a victory, it will not be a victory for just 17 million Negroes. It will be a victory for justice, democracy, and freedom. The festering sore of segregation debilitates the white man as well as the Negro. So long as America is burdened down with the ugly weight of segregation, she cannot expect to have the respect of the people of the world. Indeed, the shape of the world today does not afford us the luxury of an anemic democracy. America must either achieve racial justice or face the ultimate social psychosis, which can lead to domestic suicide. May I say to you, as you continue your protest, you will confront moments of difficulty. But let us realize that no great everlasting gain ever came in history without suffering and sacrifice. I prayed much over our southern situation, and I have come to the conclusion that we are in for a season of suffering. Now I pray that, recognizing the necessity of suffering, that the Negro will make of it a virtue. To suffer in our righteous cause is to grow our humanity's full stature. If only to save ourselves from bitterness, we need the vision to see the ordeals of this generation as an opportunity to transfigure ourselves and American society. Let us not fear going to jail. If the official threatens to arrest us for standing up for our rights, we must answer by saying that we are willing and prepared to fill up the jail for society. Maybe it will take this willingness to convince the dozing conscience of our nation. May I also urge you to continue to struggle on the highest level of dignity. You have rightfully chosen to follow a path of nonviolence. As we protest, our ultimate aim is not to defeat or humiliate the white man, but to win his friendship and understanding. We have a moral obligation to remind him that segregation is wrong. Let us protest with the ultimate aim of being reconciled with our white brothers. As we sit down quietly to request a cup of coffee, let us not forget to drink from that invisible cup of love. Which can change a segregationist into an integrationist. Let us keep our eyes on the end we seek, but let us never forget the significance of proper means. There is a success of history and a success of eternity. Right methods to achieve a right objective is itself a coming together of history and eternity. And where one uses right methods, there is even obscured in history a spiritual victory. Let us avoid not only external physical violence, but also internal violence of the spirit. We can build an empire depending upon love. debates, the confusion and the uncertainty, we still carried on. So if there is one lesson experience has taught us, which I hope to leave with you, is that when we found, by the help of God, a correct course, a morally sound objective, you do not equivocate. You do not retreat. You struggle to win a victory.